Hey guys, it's me Risa. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Yes, it's that time of year, depending on when you're watching this. Valentine's Day is one of my favorite holidays. And I thought that as a special treat, I'd come up with a new strawberry chocolate scone. Healthy, Risa-fied, you know that, and of course my favorite word, delicious. And I'm dedicating it to my dad, Larry, who passed, it'll be 92 years today because I'm filming it on his birthday. He loved strawberries. So Dad, this is for you. Anyways, we're gonna get started. The first thing you're gonna need to do is preheat your oven to 425 degrees. Take a cookie sheet and line it with parchment paper. You know my recipes are versatile. I'm gonna show you how to make a simple icing and other ideas of what you can add on top after, all right? But first you're gonna need to chop up your strawberries, of course, and we're going to add, and it's 1 cup, all right? We're gonna use 1 large or extra large egg, and I put in about a quarter, half a teaspoon of some vanilla. Okay, and I just like to whisk that up. And I'm using 2 tablespoons of, I was just gonna show you, of some unsweetened applesauce. And if you wanna use banana, you can use banana, but I thought I'd change it up, of course, like my other videos. I don't always like to use the same ingredients. I like to experiment and try other things. Okay. Now, I just grated about a quarter of a teaspoon of lemon zest. And if you want a pinch of lemon, you can. Just be careful because the extra liquid will make it sticky, all right? So just add that. And I'm going to just put this out of the way right now for a second. And then in a nice large bowl, you're gonna take a cup of self-rising flour. And if you don't have self-rising flour, you can use 2 teaspoons of baking powder. It's versatile. You want to try it with oat flour, with almond flour. You can try that as well, all right, for those of you that are gluten-free. I'm using a quarter cup of some monk sugar. Actually, before I add the monk sugar, sorry, I'm going to add, oh, and my oven's ready, 3 tablespoons. Now, people have asked me if we could use margarine. And so I experimented for you guys to bring down the fat by more than half, okay? So 3 tablespoons of the, I can't believe it's not butter. Now there is a light version, but I thought that I would use the regular original, okay? And it has to be freezing cold, of course. All right, and I'm putting in 3 tablespoons. Just move that out of the way. And I have my little chopper here. And we can throw in the cinnamon, about a half a teaspoon, a quarter of a teaspoon. If you like cinnamon, add more. Okay, so if you want to use the 3 tablespoons of butter like I have in my other scone recipes, again, it's up to you. But if you want to bring down the points of on WW, Wellness That Works, for those of you that are on the different programs, this is going to be, again, depending on what you add to it, 2 smart points. I know, right? 2 smart points for a scone? That's just crazy. So you just want to get it to a, not too much, just a crumbly mixture, and that's enough. I'm just going to wipe my hands with my red towel because, hello, Valentine's Day. All right, now I'm going to add my quarter cup of monk sugar. Just add that in. Great. And just mix that around. And now I'm going to add my wet. I like to always have a little spatula handy. Okay, get that out of the way. And just mix that up. So I always start with a fork. And, you know, if it just gets a little sticky, you can add a little bit more flour. Don't be worried. I always start with a fork. All right, and then I'm gonna add in my strawberries, and I'm putting in about a cup's worth. And I've just cut them really small into tiny pieces. Of course, it had to fall out. Okay. And again, I'm just gonna wipe my hands. I usually pull back my hair, so excuse me if I have to touch my hair. All right. And I'm gonna bring this over to my mom's tonight. The other thing is I have white and semi-sweet chocolate chips. I love the Lily's chocolate chips. I'm just gonna show you. You could use white. I love the Lily's. I love also from the low-carb grocery store, and I buy these from the low-carb grocery store, is the Sensado. So I have white chocolate chips, and I have semi-sweet chocolate chips. And this is the Sensado, and this is the Lily's, okay? And I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons. Now, again, if you don't wanna add the chocolate chips, you don't have to. But, you know, for Valentine's Day, it's a treat. All right. So I'm just gonna now just take my hands, and you just basically fold it, okay? And get all the flour. And it is a little sticky, I'm not gonna lie. I wish somebody was here to roll up my sleeves. But it's all good, it's all coming together. And of course, you can have this any time of year, right? And as a snack, as a dessert, you can make them ahead of time. You can freeze them. Of course, they're always best fresh. All right, so my hands are a little sticky, but it's all good. It's exactly how I want it to be. Okay, let's move this out of the way. And I like to just take my tray and just put it right on. And again, I'm going to just rinse off my hands. Because then it's easier to work with it. Okay, so you just pat it down. And I should have brought out my knife. I'll just get a knife. Doesn't matter what kind of knife. And you just, like a disc. And you're gonna get 8 beautiful scones. Okay, so just like that, really easy. Just gonna move this out of the way. The worst part of doing this is the cleanup, but the best part is eating it. Okay, so just cut it in half, one way. Try to get right in the middle, another half, okay? And then I do it again, like that. So it's really cute little triangles, and they will puff up. Now the next thing I like to do is I like to take my, I call it my picker-upper, my baby spatula. It's my favorite tool. And just separate them, okay? Really fast and easy. I like things that are easy, that aren't complicated. Just wipe my hands. I'll bring it up to the camera to show you guys. Okay, and now we're gonna bake them for about 15 to 17 minutes, depending on your oven, because you want them to be brown. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this out of the way. My oven is heated and ready. And I'm gonna time it. Oops. Oops. There we go. Ta-da! All right, this is a little messy here. So I'm just gonna wipe it off and add my pretty heart. Ah! That wasn't supposed to happen. There you go. All right. So I'm going to show you, dun, da, 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 because you know I've already made some. Let's bring them up to the camera. Some beautiful, delicious scones that I have decorated. You can see I put some really cute sprinkles on. And I made 2 different kinds of frostings. And I realized after I did all this, how am I going to show you how to frost? So I did leave 1 scone. So I'm going to just bring a pretty plate. And I'll put the 1 scone on. I'll put the other ones on after. I'll leave this right here. Now, people, listen up. You have choices, okay? What I did was I took a tablespoon of some strawberry cream cheese. And if you can find light, that's great, okay? For 2 tablespoons, it's 2 smart points, and for 1, it's 1. And then you add a couple of tablespoons of Swerve icing sugar and a little, like a drop, and I'm talking a drop of some milk or cream or water, okay? And then you just mix it, all right? So depending on how you want it, if you want it thinner, I usually have it a little bit thinner. And the other thing that I did was I took 2 tablespoons of the Swerve icing sugar again, and about a tablespoon, actually about a teaspoon of some milk. And then I added, because it's pink, I added just a drop of, if you have strawberry syrup, I only had some raspberry in the house, so hello, just use what you have, right? And then my daughter had some Christmas red food coloring and just put a dab of that in. So when you do it like that, okay, and I like it, that's how I like the consistency, okay? That's how I want it. And then it's 0 smart points. So that's how you get around it. Now, the other thing that I did that I thought would be really nice is I took a tablespoon of the Lily's milk chocolate chips and put it in the microwave first at 30 seconds, then again another 30 seconds just to mix it and make sure you don't burn it. And then you can drizzle some nice chocolate over it as well. So I'm just going to add this the sugar-free one. Well, they're both sugar-free, and just show you. And then I'm going to add a little bit of some chocolate. Just, you know, just go back and forth with your fork so it looks really pretty. And then if you want, I have in my house all the time beautiful different sprinkles, okay? Just a few. I don't count them. And I'll just put on a few, and then I'll bring it up to the camera. Just a few. That one didn't show up. These ones are different color sprinkles, so. And it just, you know, it's fun when you're baking for your family, for friends, with your kids, your grandchildren. And then you can, you know, make them how you like. So that's all I did. All right, how gorgeous is that? And then, of course, you know, you want to make them sure they're nice and brown. And you can keep them in a sealed container in your, well, on the counter for a few days, but you keep them, I usually keep them in the fridge and make them ahead of time, put them in the freezer. But again, they're so delicious as is. And I'm not taking a bite because every time I take a bite and then try to talk, I choke. So I'm just gonna take the rest of them and just put them on our plate. And you know, you could get a cute little plate cover if you're serving it, especially for Valentine's Day or any time of year. You know, you deserve to treat yourself. And I'm just going to bring that up so you can see all of them. Okay, doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous? And best of all, it's guilt-free, and my favorite word, super duper delicious. So I hope you love this new Valentine's Day strawberry chocolate scone recipe. And please share my channel with everybody, my Facebook group. try saying that, is WW Tips and Recipes by Risa, and I'm on Instagram, WW Risa's Tips, and I'm here for you guys, okay? So it's really important to find things that you enjoy so you won't veer. That's right, you don't want to veer. I mean, once in a while we veer. You know, it's not about perfection, it's about consistency. But you can make all kinds of delicious recipes that are really easy at your fingertips. Risa Weiner, YouTube. Mwah! Bye for now. Love you guys.